Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, give it a stretch. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so for this break session, I wanted to take a look at this thing that I came across. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And but I don't know. I guess I need to try it like on a Chromebook or something, which I don't have my Chromebook here, so I'll have to try it somewhere. Oh wait, does this work here? Let me see. Hold on. I have a. What happened? I should have. I just realized that my tablet here is like a Chrome thing. So hold on. Let me see something here. Hold on. Give me a second. Because if I get, so I'm gonna try it later, but I think it should work on here. Let me see something. Because I noticed it said you needed Chrome OS, I think. So that's why I don't think it's working on my Windows machine here. But let me double check something. Because I was asking for a certain version of, let me see, about Chrome. Yes, okay, so it should work on this one, I think. Well, I'm not going to be able to share my screen here, but okay. All right, so that kind of makes sense, I guess, because I tried like different, like Chrome Canary and, my regular Chrome here, and it wasn't working. But now I think it kind of makes, it kind of makes sense, but weird. I don't know. Let me just talk about what I wanted to talk about. So, because they never really said it here on the site, so because it was under web platform, but I didn't really read through it. So I don't know. I'm going to post a link to this so you can check it out for yourself. It'll be next to the recording of the video on untilit.works. But let me, this one here. Okay, so I want to talk about recognizing your user's handwriting. All right. And so this is the handwriting recognition API. It allows you to recognize text from handwritten input as it happens. So like real time, which is kind of cool. So now it's shouts to the developer.chrome.com. You know what I'm saying? I always kind of check out to see what they have going on. And I was just kind of like looking at stuff. I'm like, oh, handwriting recognition API under the web platform. I'm like, that's interesting. So because like it'd be cool, like if another way of entering input, because some people, might be easier to like write out something than to like type or what have you. You know what I mean? And so I was thinking, oh, this would be kind of cool to have something like this. You know what I'm saying? Like a random project. So I was kind of like looking through it. So I figured I haven't gotten deep into it. So I figured I might as well take a look at it here. I was just kind of like opening the demo, and the demo didn't work for some reason. But here we go. So what is the handwriting recognition API? The handwriting recognition API allows you to convert handwriting ink from your users into text. Some operating systems have long included such APIs, and with this new capability, your web apps can finally use this functionality. The conversion takes place directly on the user's device, works even in offline mode, all without adding any third-party libraries or services. See, now that's pretty dope. So the whole working offline and you don't need a third party. That's pretty dope. The API implements so-called online, quote unquote, or near real-time recognition, which that's kind of cool. Imagine like teaching kids like cursive or how to write or something. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of cool. And so it'd be like, hey, draw an A, and then it would be able to kind of like match, like to say if they got it right or not. You know what I mean? That's the first thing I'm kind of thinking of. This means that the handwritten input is recognized while the user is drawing it by capturing and analyzing the single strokes. In contrast to quote unquote offline procedures, such as optical character recognition or OCR, where only the end product is known. Online algorithms can provide a higher level of accuracy due to additional signals like the temporal sequence and pressure of individual ink strokes. That's a lot. Wow. Okay. And then they have this recording here. And so handwritten APA is supported in this platform. So it's them just, never gonna, it's always never gonna give you up. You know what I'm saying? And so they're writing it. And I guess you click the check mark, maybe, and then it recognizes it, put give you up. Huh. But again, I'm wondering, because I'm thinking this is probably a Chrome thing, like a Chrome OS. I'm looking at this little tab here. I'm gonna try it like on my tablet or my phone or something. Because I was skimming through it again and I didn't see it. All right, suggested use cases for the handwriting recognition API. Example uses include note-taking applications where users want to capture handwritten notes and have them translated into text, kind of like I was saying. Forms application where users can use a stylus or finger input due to time constraints, because you can't have like a keyboard or whatever, you have to type it in and stuff. Games that require filling in letters or numbers, such as crosswords, hangman, or Sudoku. All right, that's pretty cool too. So the current status, so here it is. So the handwriting recognition API is available from Chromium 99. So I don't know what that really means, because when I'm looking at my browser and I go to settings and then I go to like about Chrome, there is no, see, it doesn't say, it says Chrome, right? But I know Chrome runs on Chromium. And mine says version 143.0.7499.170. I need to actually relaunch this because I guess there's a new version. But here you go. Chrome is made possible by the Chromium open source project. So I don't know. But then in my Chrome Canary, like I updated it and I refreshed it and everything. But when I go to that settings, about Chrome, it says it's up to date and it's on 145, not 143, which makes sense because it's Chrome Canary. But I don't know the Chromium version. How do I find the Chromium version? I'm going to try to figure that out, because this is kind of cool. Like if I could have this working like on a website in my browser, like any browser, that'd be pretty cool, I think. I don't know. So hold on. How to use the handwriting recognition API. Feature detection. So detect browser support by checking for the existence of the create handwriting recognizer method on the navigator object. So yeah, so okay, so maybe yeah, it's because this is where when I was looking at the thing, it was like failing, so it wasn't working. Core concepts. The handwriting recognition API converts handwritten input into text, regardless of the input method. So yeah, mouse. So I would think it would work like on a desktop. Touch stylus. All right. The API has four main entities. A point represents where the pointer is at a particular time. Makes sense. A stroke consists of one or more points. All right, makes sense. The recording of a stroke starts when the user puts that pointer down, i.e., clicks the primary mouse button or touches the screen with their stylus or finger, and ends when they raise the pointer back up. Yep. I was actually working on I created this whiteboard web component, and so I was adding like real time collaboration with it last week, and part of it, like you have like the points and all that other stuff, and I had to like interpolate things in order to make it. It was a lot of stuff, but yeah. So with the canvas and everything, there's like pointer down, pointer up, things I was listening for, different events. A drawing consists of one or more strokes. The actual recognition takes place at this level. Okay, so I guess if you do one stroke, it's still thinking. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't do anything yet. But then we have multiple, then it starts to put it together, because you need like a drawing, I guess, for recognition to actually start taking place. And a recognizer is configured with the expected input language. So I guess it has to know if it's like English or whatever, which makes sense. It is used to create an instance of a drawing, right, with a recognizer configuration applied. So these concepts are implemented as specific interfaces and dictionaries, which I'll cover shortly. All right. So we have the point, and then we have the stroke, which is a bunch of points. All right. And I guess this is time. So it went right here. So it's from 0 to 5, and it did this and the 10. Okay. Or those like milliseconds, maybe. And then it goes into, which I believe this here is the drawing, which, yeah, well, yeah, it says it right there, drawing, which is a bunch of them. And then it takes it and the recognizer. So you put in the language, like it said, and I guess it will spit out everything that you need to recognize that. All right. So create a recognizer. Here we go. So yeah, so this is why you had to check for that create handwriting recognizer, because if it's not there, it's not going to work. So that makes sense. So yeah, so you're passing in the English. All right. So the current implementation, on Chrome OS, yeah, can only recognize one language at a time. It only supports English and a gesture model, which I don't know about that, to recognize gestures such as crossing out words. Oh, interesting. Huh. That's cool. All right. Yeah, 'cause I noticed on sometimes, like on some tablets, when you're writing and you want to like do a strike through or whatever, you just like kind of like actually strike it through and it would recognize it and apply that to the text. Okay, that's cool. All right. So I'm still trying to figure out, is it just Chrome OS that it works on? Maybe. I don't know. But so recognize this by calling the navigator query handwriting recognizer, yeah, which is different than create handwriting recognizer. All right. You can check if the target platform supports handwriting recognition features you intended to use. Okay, this method takes the same constraint object as the navigator.create handwriter recognizer method containing a list of requested languages. All right, but when we did the search for, yeah, create handwriter, so okay, so there's a query one. All right. Okay. So yeah, so the same similar thing. So it's the results. All right. And this is where you get okay. Okay. All right. So they have the recognizer. Then okay. Now what do you do with the recognizer though? Okay. There's like code you can look at it also. Okay, so here we go. Within your application, so this is how you get it going. Due to fingerprinting concerns, you cannot request a list of supported features such as particular languages, and the browser may ask for user permission or reject your request entirely if you send too many queries. Interesting. Okay. So now, for performance reasons, it is recommended to implement this with the help of a canvas object. That makes sense. Yeah. The exact implementation of this part is out of scope for this article, but you may refer to the demo to see how it's done. All right. Oh, it just takes me down to the demo part. To start a new drawing, call the start drawing method on the recognizer. Okay, so we're starting to use the recognizer now. Okay, cool. All right, all right. Where the hell did I go? Okay, here we go. This method takes an object containing different hints to fine-tune the recognition algorithm. All hints are optional, so the kind of text being entered. So it's either a text. Okay, so you can say like, is it text? Is it email address? So that's going to help it if it's a number or an individual character. All right, that's cool. And then you can do the input type. So it was mouse, touch, or stylus. And then the preceding text. Oh, any text from before. So it's a text content. Okay. The numbers of less likely alternative predictions that should be returned. Okay. And then a list of user identifiable characters, or like graphemes, as they call them, the user will most likely enter. Okay. And it plays well with the pointer events. All right. All right. So let's take a look. So, all right. So let drawing. All right. So that's what we were talking about before, which is a collection of strokes. And then let the active stroke. So you're setting those, you're initializing those. And then on the canvas, adding the event listener pointer down. All right. And this is basically what I was doing on my web component. So now, okay, so if there isn't a drawing already, you're going to create, so that's the same start drawing that they said. So you set up the recognizer like before, and now you're going to start it. And so you have the recognition type, which is text. It could also be email, number, and all that stuff, and per character. and then you're setting the input type. Oh, okay, that's cool. So you're setting it here and you're finding if it's in that type. That's cool. And then text context. So it's starting off with like hello, right? And then you have two alternatives that you can do. And then the graphing says, so these are the things that they'll probably use. So they want to have something like hello, like fizz buzz for a fizz buzz entry form. Okay. And then you start the stroke. All right. Cool. So that's another I guess another function that's going to be somewhere here, start stroke. Okay, cool. So you add a stroke. All right. And then you have the active stroke, which you were setting up here. So you're setting that. Okay, so new handwriting stroke, which is to do so, create a new instance of the handwriting stroke. All right. Okay, and you want to do the start time. All right. So that's what creates the active stroke. And then you want to add a point. And adding a point. So it's kind of like you're working backwards. So it was like, because when they introduced it, it was point, stroke, drawing. But now they're doing drawing, stroke, point. Okay, after creating the stroke, you should directly add the first point to it. Okay. All right. Yeah. And I was doing this also in my thing. I don't think I was doing like time elapse or anything like that, but yeah. Okay. Cool. So he acted. Oh, okay. So these are just like a bunch of like objects in the thing. Okay, because you're setting the okay. So active stroke is active stroke. It's just stroke with a new handline. Okay, so active stroke dot stroke is the new one, and so the handwriting stroke, new handwriting stroke, has a method called add point. It looks like. Okay, interesting. Oh, that's pretty dope. Okay, okay. All right. So then the point move, if you have it add, and then you just keep adding point. Okay. So it keeps going back to here and adding more points to it. That makes sense. All right. Okay. Then to recognize the text. Okay. So when you lift up, because when you're done, you're going to do the pointer up, right? And then you're going to add the stroke. So when it's done. So everything that you had before from adding all the different strokes, you're adding that now to the drawing. Okay. And then you're setting it to null. And then you're going to get the prediction on that drawing now that it has all the strokes, the get prediction. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. And you get back a most likely prediction and a less likely alternatives. And then you can set that because it set it to 2 before. And so if you have a most likely prediction, then you're going to console log that text. Otherwise, for each one, it'll tell you the alternatives. That's pretty cool. Yeah, those are alternatives that we talked before. Oh, segmentation results. Oh, you can do like a begin and end. Oh, a combination of the recognized user identifiable character. Okay. The graph being was along with position in the recognized text. So you get all that stuff before. Okay. So yeah, so whatever it recognized, right? And that's the most likely prediction. And oh, it has like a segmentation fault. So it tells you the different parts. That's pretty dope. And then with that, you have the graph meme. So like what you put in there, I guess. And then the beginning, the ending, and then the drawing segments. Oh, okay. So yeah, so you can do this. You can use this information to track down the recognized graph memes. Okay. That is pretty cool. Huh. And you can complete the recognitions by, clearing it out. You can free the resources. All right. And then finish to the recognizer. All right. So now, yeah, so they have this demo here, right? And I tried to look at it. Well, let's take a look at the source code. So when I tried to do it, so it's not this one. It's this one here. So I tried to do it, right? But it says, let me make it larger here. Oh, wrong one. I'm making the wrong one larger. Crap. Okay, wait. Is this tab I meant to have the wrong window selected. All right, so you can see here it says handwriting recognition API is not supported on this platform. So it's saying the platform itself. So I guess it's only Chrome OS that it'll work for. Okay. But let me look at the code here. And so shout out to this person, Christian Lebel. I get Libel. Let's see. Let's look at some code here. Also, what was cool? Let me go back to here, and this is what I really liked about this demo. The web component handwriting hyphen text area implements a progressively enhanced editing control capable of hand writing recognition. So by clicking the button in the lower right corner of the editing control, you activate the drawing mode. Okay, I didn't see that, so I guess that's why I can do it or what have you. So that's pretty dope. So this person created a web component. So to use it, you just have the handwriting hyphen text area, like elements, and then you put in like the value, hello, the recognition type again, text, the stuff it was kind of talking about. So it implements that in there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you can try it. So I tried using it, it didn't work. But then looking at the source code, which is this. So I wonder what he used to create. Let me see, package JSON. Wow, this is from 2 years ago. Holy crap, I'm behind. What did he use? Yeah, he used lit. Okay, that's what I was figuring. He used lit to create it. All right. Wow, this is 2 years old. I have not. Okay. I've never heard of the handwriting API before. That's handwriting recognition API. That's pretty cool. And then there's the custom elements, JSON. All right. There's different things. So it says like you want the languages, recognition type. And that's pretty dope. So let's look at the actual. So it's probably, if it's lit, that means the stuff is in here. Ooh, animation data. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay. But I think this is the actual, the guts for everything. And it has some, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. All right. So you have the styles, cool. The different properties, cool. Let's see, connected callback. Oh yeah, so here's the, is it supported? So it calls that first and it checks that same, oh, it's using the query handwriting recognition instead of the other one. Okay. All right, the different languages. Then on to recognize, okay. Then you can toggle the canvas like I was saying before. This is pretty cool. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's oh, so like there's an animation thing or something. All right. And here's where you toggle it. Okay. So yeah, so on draw button, it has this thing with that there, okay. Then you have the canvas. Oh, interesting. So there's other web components inside of it. Oh, here, yeah. So here you go. So text button and text canvas. All right. So yeah. All right. So it's like web components within web components, which I've never really thought about doing that before, really. Interesting. Okay. And then it's going to return this whole thing there. Yeah. So it's like a text area that you start off with, but then if it's supported, it'll show a button. And it's not supported, so that's why it didn't show up when I was looking at it, because there is no button here. Yeah, there's no, it just has a text area. So then if I'm typing something in here, I thought, whoa. Yeah, it's not working. Okay. Now, all of that, right? I'm over, but I think this is super cool. I also came, so while doing this and doing some like searching, I also came across this. It's kind of related. So this is the Ink API, but it's limited availability. And so I'm gonna put a link to this. So what this does is that it's kind of like complementary, I think, with the handwriting recognition API. So the Ink API allows browsers to directly make use of available OS level compositors when drawing pen strokes in an inking app feature, thereby reducing latency and increasing performance. So if like you're drawing something like on the web, instead of trying to like, I guess, keep track of all the different like points, I think this helps you kind of like reduce the latency. And so as soon as you're drawing, you see the stroke, you know what I'm saying? And so, so yeah, inking on the web refers to app features that involve using pointer events, which we just saw before, to draw a smooth pen stroke, for example, a drawing app or document signing feature. And so what I'm thinking, once this is like actually more available, that I could probably use this in that same whiteboard because I had to do some other stuff to make it kind of like clean. But I'm thinking, especially with the real-time collaboration, I'm thinking I could probably implement the ink API to make it so when you're drawing it, it's a little bit cleaner. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so the ink API significantly reduces this latency by allowing browsers to bypass the JavaScript event loop entirely. So the browser is actually doing that. So where possible, browsers will pass such rendering instructions directly to the OS level compositors. If the underlying operating system does not have a specialized OS level compositor to use for this purpose, browsers will use their own optimized rendering code. This is not as powerful as a compositor, but still confers some improvements. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so drawing an ink trail. And so they had this one thing with the canvas. It got kind of messy. Let me see here. So yeah, I was kind of playing around with board, but you can see like the ink trail changes with the thing here. So yeah. So pointer, okay, so yeah, so you're looking for the ink navigator request presenter, and then you have canvas, which is what you're passing in here, I believe. All right, and then you're starting off with the color lime, and the diameter is 10, probably like pixels, I think. And then you get a random thing. So that's how they're getting the random colors, right? Yeah, here you go, RGB. So you're getting the different random colors. So when it moves, it gets the random colors. Makes sense. And then you're updating the ink trail starter points. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And all that, you get this. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. All right. So yeah, but you can see here it's not really supported. So I'm not gonna really mess around with it until it's, you know, at least baseline for my web component. But that's still pretty cool. All right. Let me get y'all back to work so I can get back to work. Yeah, today's been kind of like not the most productive, but I'm learning a lot. Like I didn't know about these. And so now I know. Again, I'll have links to everything next to the recording of this video on untilit.works. So you can go ahead and check it out for yourself because that's pretty dope. I like it. It's pretty cool. All right. Get y'all back to work because I really need to get some stuff done. I've been kind of like messing around all day. So I'm going to send you all off with some traveling music. This right here, one of my favorite producers of all time, goes by the name of Nujabez. It's featuring a super talented artist by the name of Apani B. It's called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll see you like 15 minutes after the hour. All right. Y'all be easy. I wish you much productivity. All right. Be safe. Peace.
Let me start from the heart. I respond to state. I think all showing up to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for showing up to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. But let me start from the heart. I respond to state. I thank you all for showing up to me. I appreciate this unique